All right, we're diving right into a review hearing for permanency planning, and things are about to get real. This is where the future of the children and the parents' progress gets evaluated. Will reunification be the goal, or will it take a few more months of progress?
For a second review and a permanency planning hearing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Troy Tipton appearing on behalf of the Department of Health and Human Services. Ashley Beach is the foster care supervisor from Fostering Solutions. She's standing in for Megan Latour, who is the foster care specialist.
Welcome.
Ashley Beach, I'm the foster care supervisor assigned on a case.
Katarina Dumont for Mr. Long, the father.
Tyler Long.
Michelle Ford. I am the therapist for Tyler, Robin, and Aaliyah from Centerpoint Counseling.
I was able to meet with the minor children. It was via Zoom this time. They were in the home of their placement. The younger child is doing very well. He's growing. He was surfing the furniture, and the things in the house looked like he was getting ready to start walking if he hadn't already. But doing very well, and seemed to be meeting his milestones and with the services that are in place for him. The older daughter also seemed to be doing well. She tends to struggle with adjusting to certain things at times, I think, but I think that's normal considering the circumstances. But she is thriving well in her placement. Again, it is a family placement. And the fact that she does get extended parenting time with both parents is good for her and for the younger child. Their needs are being met. It is the least restrictive environment at this time and serving in their best interests. I still think they're a little too young to express a preference, but again, the oldest child is old enough to say that she loves her parents, wants to be home with them. But again, I don't know that she's of the age to really understand what's going on at this time. Thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Hardy, would you like to step out to see if you can get a hold of your attorney, and then we'll start with the updates on Mr. Long's case?
Yeah.
Okay, come on back in whenever you're ready, and
Okay.
I'll just ask you for an update.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, Mr. Tipton, that sort of directs where you're going next, but how would you like to proceed?
Proceed with some testimony from the speech.
Absolutely. Come on to our witness stand. You are on your own.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Double affirmed today. Serious business.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Tipton.
Good morning, Ms. Beach.
All right.
You're a foster care supervisor assigned to this case,
I am.
standing in for Ms. Latour.
Yes.
Okay, and Ms. Latour submitted a court report packet that included an updated court report dated September 22nd, 2025. That included a case service plan for the family, foster care supportive visitation, and home parenting, education reports, weekly progress reports, Rising Township Police Department report, and drug screens. Are there any additions, corrections to that report?
Yes, there was also an early on evaluation submitted with that packet
Okay, I'm
For
sorry, I
Rowan?
didn't see that. Okay,
for the youngest child.
okay.
And then we also submitted additional exhibits on October 17th. We received them on October 16th. It's a letter from Trinity Health regarding treatment for mother, and then appointment summaries and drug screens for mother.
We'll just wait for mom's portion to deal with that, but in regards to the father.
Mr. Tipton, I'm just going to interrupt you for 1 second because Ms. Hardy's back. Have you heard
Oh.
from your?
Oh.
were you
I have
connected
her
with
on
her?
her phone. She said she got the wrong time, but she said she can go on Zoom if she can get a link sent to her.
Okay, do we have the Zoom instructions? Can you text her the Zoom number perhaps?
You
or-
able to maybe take a photo of that? and
Yeah.
send it to her? You can have it. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Hardy. Go ahead, Mr. Tipton.
Okay. In regards to the father house, you've been in regards to compliance with the treatment plan.
He has been compliant this reporting period. He is engaging in weekly individual therapy with Michelle Ford. And he's also recently started participating in couples counseling with Miss Hardy. He also participates in parenting time visits and completed the Orchard Supportive Visitation Program just recently. And then he maintains his employment and housing.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? The father is about to get unsupervised parenting time. This is a huge step forward, but also a bit of a gamble. Department is feeling confident based on positive reports, but can Mr. Long keep it together when it really counts?
Is stable.
Parenting time with the children have gone well.
We have not had any concerns reported this reporting period. The majority of the visits are supervised by the relative caregivers.
Good.
But Orchards, the visitation worker from Orchards was doing one per week, and the worker did not have any concerns regarding parenting.
Regarding his parenting time, you have a recommendation?
We would, just based on positive reports that we've received this reporting period and not having any concerns reported to us about how visits are going or interactions between father and children, we would like to have the discretion to allow some unsupervised parenting time and start giving some unsupervised parenting time and seeing how those visits go.
Does this visit occur alone, or does it visit with Ms. Hardy?
Both parents visit together.
Okay. And he has suitable housing for the children?
Yes.
Okay. And since this is a permanency planning here, is your recommendation still reunification for
Yes.
for the father?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll wait for the mother and her attorney to arrive for our move for the admission of the report, if that's okay. Okay, thank you. I'm nothing further in regards to the father.
Ms. Beach, is there any other services that Mr. Long needs to comply with? It sounds like he's completing all of his key service plan at this point.
I think he's compliant with participating in the services. We'll just want to see continued benefit from services through positive reports from Ms. Ford and making sure that he's following the recommendations from his psychological evaluation, which has been provided to Ms. Ford.
Okay.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second because it does look like Ms. Brandy Thompson has joined us. Would you like to give us your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Brandy Thompson with.
Now we're shifting focus to Mom Robin Hardy. The mood dysregulation, police involvement, and emotional outbursts have been a major concern. But after months of therapy, is she truly turning the corner? The court's about to make some big calls here. Asterisk.
Johnson with on behalf of the mother, Robin Hardy, and I sincerely apologize. I had this on my calendar for 1:30 and was planning on being there in person today. I'm not sure how I missed that, so I sincerely apologize. It's my fault.
Apology accepted. So she did ask that we allow her to reach out to you, and so really all you've missed is the LGAL's update, and then some testimony from Ms. Beach about Mr. Long's progress, so that you wouldn't miss anything about your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Dumont.
So he needs to continue seeing Ms. Ford with counseling and benefit from that, and then continue with his recommendations from his psychological.
Yes,
But you don't see any risk of harm at this point for unsupervised visitation.
I do not.
Okay. What other progress or barriers are there before the children can be reunified?
There have been some concerns regarding Miss Hardy's mood dysregulation this reporting period, so we want her to continue participating in services and showing us stability and making sure that her services and treatment through Trinity Health are also stable. Because we still don't have an explanation for what led the children to come into care, just making sure that they have gained appropriate parenting skills and show us that they're parenting appropriately and safely through visits, and that they're working towards their goals in therapy and through their psychological evaluations.
No other questions, thank you.
Ms. Underwood, any questions of this witness regarding Mr. Long's progress?
I have no questions. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tipton, would you like to lead us through any testimony regarding mom?
Yes. In regards to Ms. Hardy, how is she been in regards to her compliance to her treatment plan?
Ms. Hardy has been participating in individual counseling with Ms. Ford. Ms. Ford did express some concerns earlier in the reporting period about some mood dysregulation that she had seen and that she reported had occurred in front of the children on a couple of occasions. But Ms. Ford provided an update just recently that was very positive, that stated that she is working with Ms. Hardy on certain things in therapy, like finding purpose and focusing on staying consistent, working on how her anxiety affects her mood, and that therapy with both parents is going very well and that they're making progress. Ms. Hardy also completed the Orchard Supportive Visitation Program successfully this reporting period. That worker reports that both parents completed all lessons and did a pre and post assessment. That worker reports that both parents were forthcoming about areas where they struggled as parents and that they were receptive to feedback provided and would use recommendations that she gave as well. Ms. Hardy is also receiving Suboxone treatment through Trinity Health. We just recently received records on October 16th from Trinity Health, and we did have concerns about 2 screens that were positive for substances other than her prescribed Suboxone. She did have dental work done and was prescribed a pain medication for that, but there is one that we're unsure of why it was positive for morphine in addition to Suboxone. And then there were a couple of incidents this reporting period involving law enforcement where Ms. Hardy and her mother got into an argument, and Ms. Hardy became dysregulated while they were at Walmart and police had to be called. So that is a concern too, because that's not something we've seen throughout the case, but it seems like the emotional dysregulation has, I guess, regulated since August, September, because we've got a more positive report from Ms. Ford that was just received 2 days ago.
And there's also in the court report packet, there was a police contact on August 12th, 2025. You're not talking about that particular contact.
No, I'm not. That report was found when we were trying to find a report from the incident that occurred at Walmart. But the report that we included was sent to us from River Raisin Township. And it describes an incident where Ms. Hardy was at someone's home and her father found her at that home and was not happy about it because he is a past drug user. So it was really like a trespassing civil dispute. And nothing came of that.
But it looks like, according to the report, that Ms. Hardy's father removed her license plate so she couldn't.
Yes, it appeared that he was very upset that she was there and accused the individual there of selling her pills, even though it was from years prior. So I just think that he was upset to find her there. But when we were searching for a police report for the Walmart incident, that is one that we found. We were not made notified of any incident, but that is the police report we found from that same day.
Okay. In regards to the drug screens, the court it required Ms. Hardy to submit more drug screens more than once a month. Was that able to be accomplished?
So that was discussed at the last hearing. However, there was nothing in the order about increasing drug screens. We've maintained the twice per month drug screening expectation. Ms. Hardy has screened twice per month several of the months, but then there were a couple of months this reporting period where she only screened once. So I am looking for some clarification and guidance on how often Ms. Hardy should be screening, and if she prefers urine or blood screens, which the urine screens are done at Trinity Health, and has not wanted to do forensic fluid screens, which we use for a contract with the state of Michigan. So we are looking for clarification on drug screens in general.
Do you have a recommendation as to how often, like once a week, drug screens that be appropriate? In this
We would
case?
recommend once a week.
Once a week, okay. And you looking for an order for Ms. Hardy to submit the screens through forensic fluids?
Either that or specify just how frequently she should be screening so we can make sure that's happening. I don't know if the court has a preference on if she's doing urine screens or forensic fluids or a mixture. I think we're flexible, but we definitely would like some guidance in that area.
Okay. And in regards to the recommendations for the psychological, is Ms. Hardy complying with those recommendations?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Here's the real kicker the court's recommending weekly drug testing for. Mom, after some mixed results in the past, this is the perfect way to keep things on track and ensure continued sobriety. But how will she react to this added pressure?
And is it still your recommendation that the permanency goal for Ms. Hardy be reunification?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I don't think further.
All right, Ms. Dumont, any additional questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Thompson, questions for this witness?
Thank you. Yes. With regard to Ms. Hardy, you indicated that she's participating in an individual counseling, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And do you have an understanding if she's engaging and benefiting from that counseling at this time?
She is definitely engaged, and I do believe that we are starting to see benefit based on Ms. Ford's most recent report that we received via email.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last. We received
Via email.
via email. Okay. And that was just recently?
Yes, just 2 days ago on 10/19.
Okay. And how often is she attending therapy?
Weekly.
Okay. And you indicated that both parents completed the orchard lessons, all lessons with that, correct?
Correct.
And how long is that, or I guess what's involved in that program?
It's a 16-week program where once per week, the supportive visitation worker will provide a lesson on a different topic of parent education or address any concerns observed during parenting time that they've observed or provide feedback. And then the supportive visitation worker also supervises a parenting time visit.
Okay. And then you indicated that they completed both the pre and the post program testing, correct?
Correct.
And am I correct in that when you do post, you kind of gauge whether or not the parents have, gained the skills that are designed to kind of be taught during this program?
Correct.
And do you have any idea what the post testing or the post evaluation showed with regard to Ms. Hardy?
Yes, and we actually received the termination report with those scores after we submitted the first court report. I did print copies today if we wanted to provide it to everyone, but I did review the scores and they stayed, they either increased from average to above average in several of the areas, and this goes for both parents because their scores were very similar, or stayed about the same. I think there was one area for Miss Hardy and Mr. Long where they went from above average from their pre-test to then average at their post-test. But I'm not sure I'm not sure what area that was in because I don't have the assessment in front of me.
Okay. But at the end of the day, the termination report indicates that they successfully completed that course, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then you've indicated with regard to Ms. Hardy's, I guess, mood, and you said previously she was dysregulated, but she appears to be addressing that over the last couple of months. Is that correct?
Yes, we've gotten less reports of dysregulation and we haven't seen dysregulation. So I would hope that means that she's gaining benefit from her therapy with Ms. Ford.
Okay. And as far as the psychological and her treatment with Ms. Ford, are you aware, do you know if Ms. Ford was provided a copy of the psychological?
I believe that she was, Miss Latour would have been the one, and I see Miss Ford nodding, yeah, so yes, she was.
Okay, all right. Are there any additional, other than continuation of her therapy with Miss Ford, and then obviously the drug testing, are there any additional services at this time that you're asking Miss Hardy to do?
Miss Ford, when we met for our last family team meeting in September, I don't have the date in front of me. Miss Ford did recommend a psychiatric evaluation for Miss Hardy for medication management. And I'm not sure if that's still the recommendation. I'm sure we'll hear from Miss Ford, but that would be the only additional service if that's recommended by the therapist.
Okay.
That would be asking.
And I apologize because I may have missed it, and I apologize if I am restating or re-asking a question. What were your recommendations with regard to parenting time with regard to Miss Hardy?
We feel comfortable based on the progress that we have seen and the positive reports from the supportive visitation worker moving towards some unsupervised if the court will allow it. Starting slow at first and making sure things go okay and expanding from there as long as visits are going well and there are no concerns.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Ms. Underwood?
I noticed that your report indicated that there's still some animosity between placement and the department with respect to the children being in care at all. Is that impeding or impacting this case in any way?
I don't think it's impeding the case. No, it's just, it's always been that they don't agree with the reasons for removal or don't believe that the reasons for removal are true.
Okay. And have the incidences with Miss Hardy and her parents with the police contact, were either of those instances in front of the minor children?
I don't think the incident that occurred in the individual's home with the report that's attached with this court report, the children were not there. I don't know if they were present when the police had to be called to Walmart.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Do you know how often Ms. Hardy is testing for Trinity Health?
The judge's words here are crucial. Reunification is still on the table, and the parents have a chance to prove they're ready. Will they rise to the occasion or crumble under the weight of their past mistakes? This is their turning point asterisk.
So according to the records we've received, it hasn't been super consistent, either twice per month or once per month is what we've received.
Is that in addition to the testing that she has completed for your agency?
She has not completed any testing for us.
Okay. Does Trinity provide any accountability for misuse of the Suboxone treatments or instances like what you discovered with additional substances that show up on a drug test?
I'm not sure what that looks like. We can ask to speak to the doctor or the treating physician directly, but it was discussed, the positive screening was discussed during her visit because she goes monthly for like just check-ins. So it was discussed that way.
When was the positive screen?
The positive screen that was also positive for morphine was on May 29th. And then there was one that was also positive for oxycodone on July 28th. Then there were some also positive for benzodiazepines, but Ms. Hardy does have a prescription for Klonopin, so that would explain that.
All right, would you pass on to Ms. Latour? We'd like to make sure that the Trinity Health providers, and maybe this will be taken care of with a psychiatric evaluation as well, but those two medications being prescribed together, what, if any, impact that? I mean, I want to make sure Trinity knows that the Suboxone is in addition to a benzo and then vice versa.
Yes, yeah, we can follow up with them.
All right, any redirect or questions based on my questions, Mr. Tipton?
Thank you. In regards to the children, are you asking for anything in addition by way of court orders for them?
Nope, not at this time.
Okay, they're doing well in the.
Yeah,
budget.
they're doing well. All of their needs are met. We don't have any concerns about their well-being.
Okay, thank you. That's perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Vaughn?
When you indicated, you had said that they, when you responded to the question with regards to, I believe, Ms. Hardy's parents in the department, that's who you were referring to when stating the reason coming into care, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Thompson, any other questions?
Yep, just one with regard, you indicated previously, so there were two tests made, or two positive tests, one in May 28th, and you said one in July, correct?
Correct.
And with regard to either of those, you had testified previously that she had some dental work and had a prescription for that. Were either of those involved with regard to that?
I'm not sure which dates that would have been for. When asked about the positive screen on May 29th, during her monthly visit at Trinity, she reported that she had had a poppy seed bagel. So I don't believe it was for that date. And she believed the poppy seed bagel had caused that positive.
Okay, I have nothing further.
Ms. Underwood?
I have no additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. May I return to your seat? Well, Mr. Tipton, I know you had deferred requesting admission on the reports.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm requesting that the reports that be admitted.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection.
None.
Thank you. They are received as part of the file. Any other witnesses, Mr. Tipton?
Would you call Michelle Ford?
Okay, she has been sworn. Thank you, Deputy Ames. You may proceed, Mr. Tipton, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. You're the therapist for both Mr. Long and Ms. Hardy.
Correct.
And let's start with Ms. Hardy. You indicated that initially you had some concerns regarding her emotional stability or emotional dysregulation. Is that still an issue for you?
I'm not seeing that in the sessions or when I see Aaliyah for her session. I think a lot of that her defensiveness, it comes from defensiveness of just like what's going on in her understanding and just her lack of confidence and just some of her self-esteem stuff. And so we've been talking a lot about like when we feel a certain way, you know, how we can express ourselves or even taking that deep breath, because you know, they're part of the reasons, one of the things I had talked about, like with getting her evaluated, was because with ADHD, oftentimes that impulse, you have a very short time between what you think and what you say. And so we've really talked about like taking that deep breath and working on that. And I have seen a definite improvement with Robin in doing that.
Okay. And what goals are you covering for Robin in her therapy?
To be able to emotionally regulate herself, as well as hold herself accountable for, you know, when we make mistakes or, you know, we might not communicate, as well as like, I'm not allowing her anxiety to affect her every single day. That often is something that happens is where, when she has anxiety, it's very crippling and then we can't get moving. And so we worked on having like a purpose each day and having 3 things to do each day. And she's been doing really well with that.
Okay. And she's attending all of her sessions with no unexcused absences?
Yeah. The only time is there's ever a schedule mishap is either if like the kids are sick or if, you know, she doesn't have a ride. I tried to adjust that with telehealth for her.
Okay, thank you. In regards to Mr. Long, what goals are you covering for him in individual therapy?
To be able to, you know, express his feelings, and being okay with his feelings. So be able to express his feelings, not only to Robin, but be able to do more gentle parenting with the kids and talk to the kids and at an appropriate age level. And really just educating him too, just about anxiety and, as far as it goes to with Robin and how to be a good partner with someone who suffers from that. So, it's a lot of it is just like just discussing his feelings, his childhood, and, being comfortable with that. So,
Okay, and he's attended all of his sessions with no excused absences.
correct.
Okay. You also the therapist for Aaliyah?
Yes.
Okay, and what goals have been covered with Aaliyah?
When she first came into therapy, we really talked about like just having her understand or being able to cope through some of the things that are going on with the changes. But recently what we've kind of changed to is just appropriate behaviors. She is definitely a spicy little girl, so she sometimes doesn't like the word no. So we talk about like some consequences and behavior modifications, and she's doing really well. She's definitely a smart cookie, so she knows she definitely knows how to sometimes work her magic to get it. So we have really just been like, if we do this, this is going to be the consequences. And so it's really just about her making better choices when she gets really upset.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I have nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions, Mr. Bond?
Ms. Ford, do you have any concerns with the agency having discretion for unsupervised parenting time with the kids and Mr. Long?
Do I have any concerns with the agency be having discretion whether, are you asking me, I'm sorry, are you asking me if I am okay with him having unsupervised visits? Is that?
Right, based on the information that you have and the progress he's making with regards to his psychological recommendations, what are your thoughts on unsupervised parenting?
Oh, yeah, no, I think that would be good. I have absolutely no concerns whatsoever with Mr. Long.
Okay, and do you think Aaliyah would benefit from that as well?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
We're closing in on the next review date, and the stakes couldn't be higher. It looks like things are moving in the right direction, but there's still a lot to be proven. Will this family continue to make progress, or will they face setbacks that put them back at square one?
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
Okay, questions, Ms. Thompson? If I could just remind everyone, we are on YouTube this morning, so if you could try to avoid using the names of the children directly, that would be appreciated.
All right, and the same question with regard to AL. Do you have, well, I guess both minor children, RL and AL, do you have concerns about moving towards unsupervised visitation between Miss Hardy and the children?
No, I don't have any concerns.
All right, and do you think, well, you work with AL, do you believe that she would benefit from unsupervised visitation?
Absolutely.
All right, and then with regard to, I just want to clarify and make sure you have reviewed Ms. Hardy's psychological evaluation.
Correct.
Okay, and so you've gone over those recommendations, is that correct?
Yes.
And are those the things that you are working on with Ms. Hardy at this time?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and is she engaging in your services?
Yes, definitely she is.
Okay, and do you believe she's benefiting, and do you see her benefiting from your services?
Yes, I do.
All right. Have you had the opportunity to see or observe her taking your, I guess, counseling, the therapy, and utilizing that in her parenting with AL?
Yes, I have.
Do you have any examples of that at all?
Yeah, so they everybody comes in as a family before AL's session, and so we always have like a mini kind of family meeting about what's working, what's not working, what adjustments we have to make through the behavioral plan. And she has talked about how like Robin has talked about how like she has seen like her not being consistent with A, B, or C, kind of like it kind of confuses AL, and so she's been doing much better following that behavioral plan as well as the placement holder. And so I have definitely seen that, especially setting boundaries with AL within in my office, and just things that she's told me at home. So yes, I have seen it when she's able to set boundaries when AL wants to be spicy.
All right. And do you have any other than, so you're recommending a psychiatric evaluation, that's to determine if any medications would be helpful for Ms. Long or Ms. Hardy?
Yes, and the I suggested that she go see either a psychiatrist or a nurse practitioner that has more understanding of mental health medications than just her primary care, because I wanted her to get screened for ADHD. She has been on ADHD medications in the past, but never really got a formal diagnosis that was prescribed by her primary care. And I just really encouraged her to get that testing done because it's good for her to have an understanding of like, you know, what ADHD is, but then also too, when you have unmedicated ADHD, it can be very difficult to do these everyday things that she's like part of our goal. I think it just would give her better understanding of where, you know, mental health wise, where she's at. And I believe it has to come from, you know, someone who has that background, not necessarily your primary care doctor.
Okay. Are there any other than that with regard to the psychiatric